Okay, welcome into our call Reset Before the Feast. I should probably make sure I have my notes in front of me. My name is Sarah Hardesty, and have been with Young Living. Actually, 3 days ago, I celebrated my 14th oil anniversary. So we just celebrated 14 years with Young Living, and I couldn't be more happy to be here and to still be here, loving everything about this company. So, okay, there we go. Yeah, thank you, Lisa. I know 14 years. I feel like, well, my daughter is 15. So we've been in it that long. And my youngest is 12, so he grew up with Young Living, not just in his back pocket, but in his side pocket and in his top pocket and in every pocket. So welcome, April. I'm actually going to make you a co-host as well, whether you like it or not. Okay. Just to help admit people in, because I know we still have people coming in. If you're watching the recording tonight, and you have questions about anything that is talked about this evening or during this class, I want you to please feel free to reach out to the person that sent you the recording to this. If you're on our class live, I want to say welcome again for being here. I know this is your time, and you are coming into this is my living room. You're in my living room right now, so we're just going to have a conversation, especially once we're done with the teaching portion of our class. I did not mean to open up Xbox. Shoot, hang on. Okay. I just clicked a notification and didn't mean to. All right. So first of all, this is called, again, the name of this class is Reset Before the Feast, because here we are, we're November 6th, and we are just a few weeks away from Thanksgiving. And actually, we're a few weeks away from my birthday too, which happens to be on Black Friday this year. So I, for one, plan on eating some really good food this year. And I do plan on making good choices, but I also plan on taking that 20% and maybe making some not so good choices as well, because we have that balance in our lives. So the holidays, of course, are always a time for connection, for fun, but of course, a whole lot of food and eating. But here's the thing: if we support our bodies well before that feasting gets here, then after the fact, after those meals have rolled in, we can actually enjoy the season without feeling super sluggish or bloated or exhausted from just consuming all the things. So tonight I want to show you just 3 of my favorite. Now, I could totally, this class could be hours long. We could talk about so many amazing products to support our gut, to support our energy and all those things. But I'm just keeping this, and this was difficult for me to keep this to just 3, but I'm going to keep this to just 3 of my favorite Young Living products that really make this easy. And I picked these 3 because these are 3 that I literally use every single day. There are days I might miss here and there, but that's actually part of what I want to talk to you about too, because the days that I miss are the days that I really notice it. You guys, I keep seeing the birthday cake go through in the chat. That's hilarious. Happy birthday, Kathy, and whoever else has a birthday that's going on. So the first of the 3 products, or let me tell you what the 3 products are, and then we're going to go over those. So number 1, Ningxia Red. Ningxia Red. I happen to have a big bottle of it right next to me, and I need to put my phone on silent. Okay. Ningxia Red is number 1. Number 2 is sulfurzyme, powder or capsules. We're going to talk about both, and mineral essence. And then how to pair those with some simple food habits, as well as some movement, to set your body up for success. It might sound like I'm talking about the 14-day reset, but I'm actually not. We're going to talk a little bit about it at the end. I do want to talk about it because we're talking about Ningxia and because we're talking about resetting our bodies, but this is actually not about the 14-day reset. This is a little bit more basic than that. This is more for somebody that is just looking to support before the holidays happen to come in. Okay, so first of all, Ningxia. Now, there's 2 ways you can get Ningxia. You can get it in the bottles, and these start in a 2-pack. You can get them in a box of 30 or 60. Do we still have the 90s? I don't think we still have the 90s, but you get them in the packs. You can also get it, of course, in the 14-day reset, make a shift starter kit, which happens to be the cheapest way to buy your Ningxia, by the way. So if you're a seasoned member, you've been here for a while, no more than 90. Thank you, Teresa. Reset Kit is actually the cheapest way per ounce to get your Ningxia right now, aside from the Ningxia Red Loyalty Kit, which gets you 4 bottles and then the packets. So think of this as your daily nutrient insurance. Okay, you're taking out an insurance policy for your health. It helps your cells to function better when you take this every single day. And how much do I take? You just drink a packet. That's your basic maintenance. I'll talk a little bit more about how much I drink on an average day and why I think it's important that more than 1 packet is probably, especially if you're dealing with things. But anyway, it helps your cells function better, recover faster, and fight off oxidative stress, which tends to spike during, stress and travel, overindulgence, stuff like that. Yeah, 2 ounces is absolutely the minimum. If that's all you can do, then that is better than nothing. I also tell people if all you can do is a couple of ounces every few days, then that's obviously better than nothing as well. So just meet yourself where you're at and do what you can with what you have. So 3 really big points about Ningxia that I want to kind of throw at you is that the cellular energy and the liver support. So Ningxia's wolfberries, that's the berry that's makes up the puree of the Ningxia. And then of course there's other berries that are in here and there's oils and things like that. But the Ningxia wolfberry itself and the antioxidant fruit blend, which is, see if I can do this. You ready? It's that Ningxia wolfberry. It's the aronia, it's the sweet cherry, it's the plum, it's the blueberry, and it's the pomegranate. And I feel like there was something else. And then there's the essential oil blend that's in there as well. But what that Ningxia wolfberries and that antioxidant fruit blend helps is it helps to protect and energize your liver, which is your main detox organ. So your liver is important, especially, I was going to say ladies, but honestly, it's for ladies and men. It's for all of us, that when our liver is happy and when our liver is flushed appropriately every day, our hormones are going to be affected by that on a positive level too. So you're like, man, my hormones feel off, drink some Ningxia. My energy is off, drink some Ningxia. My sleep is off, drink some Ningxia. My gut feels off, drink some Ningxia. I mean, I hate to say that it's it's not a fix-all, but it is a support all, okay? It's not a fix-all, but it is a support all. It definitely supports all the things, the entire body. It also helps with blood sugar balance. That's huge. The natural polysaccharides in wolfberries support steady energy and fewer crashes. The steady energy is the important thing because you don't want to be doing this all day long. So it helps support the steady energy, fewer crashes. And that's also big when you're increasing your sugar intake, especially around the holidays. Which maybe we should talk about sugar. We should talk about sugar at some point. But and then number 3 is it's a synergy booster. Ningxia enhances absorption of vitamins, minerals, and even the silverzyme we're about to talk about. They're kind of like a dream team. They really work really well together. So there's a new study, and I say new, it's been a few years now, but there's a newer study that finds that consuming 2 ounces of Young Living essential oils Ningxia Red daily significantly boosts overall health in areas such as sleep, cognitive well-being, brain function, physical function, and immune health. And you can find that study, the actual study, like the link to it, and a whole host of other studies by going to any of our Ningxia Red product pages at youngliving.com, and then scroll down just a bit and look for the little banner that says Discover the Research. Click on that little Discover the Research banner, and then it will actually give you a little pop-up screen with multiple links where you can go to different PubMed documents and different things that have been posted and written up about our Ningxia, some clinical studies, which are amazing. So I recommend, again, minimum 2 ounces, 4 to 6 if you can do it daily of Ningxia Red. And you can drink it plain, again, straight out of the packet. You can pour it from the bottle into a glass. I do a mix of both. And you can drink it plain. It's actually really delicious mixed with sparkling water. Spindrift is one of my favorites, especially because it comes in different flavors, but it doesn't have any additives to it. It's literally just sparkling water and some fruit juices. You can also do plain sparkling water or plain water, add a squeeze of fresh lemon, a squeeze of fresh orange, or anything like that to it as well. And to really kick it up a notch, you can add a splash of mineral essence, but we're going to talk about that in a second. I want to talk about sulfurzyme first. So sulfurzyme powder and sulfurzyme capsules. So here's what these bottles look like. We've got the sulfurzyme capsules, and there are 300 capsules in a bottle. And then we have sulfurzyme powder, which is powder. Hang on, let me click on that again. Okay, so we have the capsules and the powder. Are they different? Yeah, but just a little. They do the same thing. They serve the same purpose. The difference between these two is the capsule is does not have the stevia extract in it. The powder does, because you mix this in water and you drink it with your water. So this has just a little, and it's really just a little bit of stevia leaf extract. And let me tell you, Young Living's stevia is, and I've tried a lot of different stevias. I still like, sometimes I'll do the little packets if I'm out and I want to flavor like a coffee or something. And I know I'm ignoring your comments right now, and I apologize. I will get to those when I'm done, because I tend to squirrel. But anyway, the stevia packets that you can buy, or the drops and things like that, I still have yet. I've tried a lot of brands. I have not met one that I really like, because it always has that funky aftertaste. There's several of Young Living's products that have the stevia leaf extract in it, and I don't get that same weird chemically aftertaste when I use our products that contain stevia. And that is because Young Living has a slightly different method, and that's for another class, of how they actually make their stevia. They grow it themselves. It's way less processed than your average stevia product out there. They go as minimally processed to get it into that form as possible. So you can actually grow your own stevia. You can dry the leaves and crush them and make them into a powder and add them to your own beverages. And that is literally so good. And that is pretty much what Young Living stevia is like, because it's in its purest form. Okay, so that's the difference between the capsules and the powder. The powder mixes really, really well with liquid, whether it's cold. I can mix it in with ice. If I've already added the ice in there, it will dissolve very, very well in that cold liquid. You can also mix it into warm beverages if you so desire. Sulfurzyme powder is actually one of my favorite ways to make sweet tea. I live in Texas. We do a lot of sweet tea in Texas, but I don't want the sugar. And my kids don't really care for it as much, but they've started doing maple syrup instead of cane sugar, which I feel like is like a mom win for me. But so one of these days I'm going to make it with this and just not tell them and see if they even notice. You just never know. Sometimes they just don't even notice. But it's really good with the tea, and it's good with like warm teas and things like that as well, if you want to give it a little bit of sweet. I have not ventured to try it in a cup of coffee yet. I don't know that I will. Don't mess with my coffee. Okay. So sulfurzyme. This is one of my absolute favorite products for daily support for detox, for joints, and for gut health. It's a combination of MSM, which is a bioavailable sulfur compound. Thank you to my co-hosts that are letting people in. I appreciate it. It is a bioavailable sulfur compound. And Ningxia wolfberry powder, which together support healthy cells, skin, and digestion. Here's another thing I want to tell you about this. Because this has the wolfberry powder in it, both of these, because they have the wolfberry powder in them, that is acts like a prebiotic in your gut. So this, along with Life 9, I know I said I was only going to talk about 3 products tonight. Just kidding. How can I? The prebiotic powder, aka the wolfberry powder that's in here, in conjunction with Life 9, is going to give your gut so much love. And Life 9 is our probiotic. So if you're new here and you don't know what I'm talking about, Life 9 is our probiotic that we have. So that's another one you can just add to your wish list if you don't have that yet. So moving on. So sulfurzyme is great for detox. So the MSM helps your cells release waste and toxins more efficiently. It's like unclogging the drain before the holiday flood. Kind of liked that saying. It's like unclogging the drain before the holiday flood. So we got to get things kind of moving through the system. It's great for gut and inflammation support. So sulfurzyme nourishes the gut lining and then supports healthy inflammation balance, which helps you feel less bloated, more energized. I don't know about you, but when I have like a heavy meal, or if I eat something that maybe my body's not used to processing and digesting, I might get that kind of more bloated or heavy feeling. I might get a little gassy. Um, Hi, sulfurzyme, please come to the rescue. Um, yeah. Other things, so collagen and tissue repair. Collagen's been a hot word for the last, I don't know, year or so. Sulfur is key for collagen production. Hello. Sulfur is key for collagen production, which means better joint, better hair, and better skin, and better tissue health. And of course, better recovery after stress, whether that's stress from just, stress in the body because you're, going about your day, but also that can be after a hard workout. It can be after, run or walk, what have you. Or if you like to swim, doesn't matter. It's really good for recovery. And again, go to the product page for Sulfurzyme and go scroll down and click on Discover the Research, because there are several different studies that have been done on MSM and some of the other things that are inside of Sulfurzyme that Young Living has posted right there on their website. And if it's posted there on their website, you guys, you can share it and talk about it in your classes. The powder form is great, again, because it mixes with water. So you can do about a half a teaspoon, I think is half a teaspoon with 4 to 8 ounces of juice or distilled water, and take 2 times a day, 1 hour before or after meals. That's what the instructions say. That's a great guideline. I almost never follow that. It is a great guideline, but I almost never follow that. I usually will drink my Sulfurzyme sometime after breakfast. Does this say before or did it say after? It said, before or after. So I guess I'm on par. Yay. But as far as that half a teaspoon nonsense, I don't know if you guys remember, those of you that have been here for a little while, the golden turmeric that came with the wooden spoon. It's about 2.5 to 3 teaspoons. It's almost a full tablespoon, that scoop. They say it's a teaspoon, but I think it's more than a teaspoon. I don't know. Maybe it's only a teaspoon, but I do a heaping scoop of that in my drink. So I don't know how much it is. I really don't measure it. I just kind of go with my heart. Sometimes I will just be really lazy and shake that baby into my glass until it feels right. So the powder form is great. Again, a half a teaspoon in your tincture water a couple times a day. If you prefer the capsules, you're like, I don't want to flavor my water. I just want to pop a pill. Capsules are the way to go. Also, capsules, you can take more of the Sulfurzyme capsules than you can of the powder, because the powder has the stevia. So if you take too much of the powder in a day, you might notice that your bowels get a little unhappy. They just get a little loose, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. So on the other end of that spectrum, if you're having trouble going and you like the Sulfurzyme powder, just take an extra scoop that day and see if that helps loosen things up. But the Sulfurzyme capsules, when you're dealing with more of an acute issue, for example, maybe you're starting to feel under the weather, or maybe you're starting to your body starts to feel achy or sore because you've been, working out a lot or doing a lot of activity, and you just feel like your body needs a little bit more support. Or maybe you're working on growing some hair back, or maybe you're having some skin stuff going on. You can take more Sulfurzyme capsules than is recommended on the bottle, which is, by the way, 2 capsules 2 times a day as needed, 1 hour before or after meals. So very similar to the powder. But I want to tell you what Dr. Danette Goodyear shared with me a long time ago, and this has stuck with me. She said she keeps her bottle of Sulfurzyme capsules on her kitchen island. When she passes that kitchen island and walks by that bottle, she pops one, sometimes 2. So she's like, I don't know how many I take in a day, but every time I walk by, I take one. I'm like, okay, how often are you in the kitchen? I don't know. So I've heard of some people taking upwards of 10 to 20 a day, depending on what they're dealing with. So it's one of those supplements that is really hard to have too much of. And I'm talking about the capsules. It's really hard to have too much of, because what is in it is your body absorbs, uses, and processes so well. So that's the capsules, and that's Sulfurzyme. Okay. So would half a teaspoon of the powder equal a certain number? That's a great question, Nancy, and I actually don't know. I'd have to pop a capsule open and actually, measure a capsule out. If I had to guess, it's probably about 1/8 to a half a teaspoon in it's probably about 1/8 to a quarter of a teaspoon in a capsule. Best guess. I'm just guessing. Don't quote me on that. All right, let's talk about Mineral essence. And we'll get to all the questions. I know you guys are chatty. I like chatty. Let's talk about mineral essence now, because this is one that I think we've said for a long time, like, oh, it's so great, everybody needs it. And then sometimes you buy it, you try it, and you're like, oh, it's nasty. I can't drink it. Okay, I'm going to help you. I'm going to help you with that, because I actually have a recipe I'm going to share with you guys in the chat as well. So the third piece of this trio, the Ningxia Sulfurzyme K mineral essence, this is the one that is oftentimes overlooked, but it's foundational. It's one of those supplements that I feel like if you're going to really be looking at your foundational health, like where do I start? Mineral essence, aside from Ningxia, mineral essence is the next one for me. And I mean, that's just my opinion. I'm not a doctor, and I don't even play one on TV. So most people walking around are mineral deficient, okay? Especially magnesium and trace minerals. And magnesium's been like a hot, trendy thing for, a while now, but it's hot and trendy for a reason. It's because they're both, the trace minerals and magnesium are crucial for detox, and they're crucial for energy. We all want to have energy and feel good. So metabolism and detox pathways. So minerals act as a spark plug for your metabolism. So if you think about how a spark plug works in a car, I actually have no idea, but that's how they work in your body. They work like a spark plug. And I do know that your engine won't work without them. So I guess they're important, right? But your liver, your lymph, your digestive enzymes cannot function properly without minerals. They all work together. Energy and mood balance. So magnesium and trace minerals support stable energy and calm mood. So you feel steady even through that holiday stress, which is another thing I want to talk about here in just a second. Hydration and craving control. So proper mineral balance helps your body absorb water, regulate electrolytes, and reduce sugar cravings. But Sarah, I don't want to reduce sugar cravings. I want to eat all the things during the holidays. It's okay. We can reduce sugar cravings and still indulge in some fun things during the holidays, especially when, grandma makes the sweet potato casserole or the sweet potato pie with the marshmallows on top. Got to have the marshmallows. So I don't have a study to give you, but I can't prove this is true because I don't have the link or anything. I just want to tell you something I remember hearing from somebody that knew what they were talking about. And I don't remember if this was Danette or Dr. Jim Bob. It was somebody a while ago when mineral essence, not when it first came out, but when it was gaining a little bit more popularity and traction. But I remember hearing at one point that depression has been linked to a lack of minerals. And this really does make sense because when our minerals are out of balance, it can lead to a range of symptoms, including, you might want to write these down, fatigue, muscle cramps, irregular heart rhythms, and in the long term can cause more serious issues like weakened bones, heart disease, and cognitive problems. Our brains need to eat. The body needs a steady supply of minerals for proper functioning, and deficiencies or excesses can disrupt everything from nerve signals and muscle contractions to bone strength and overall energy. So I would say that mineral essence is kind of important, or minerals is kind of important. Yeah, osteoporosis, you need minerals. Many people are taking a magnesium supplement. Like I said, it's been a very hot topic among influencers for the last probably couple of years now, maybe more. But so many people are already doing the magnesium, but it's not enough for most of us. And most of us don't take enough magnesium, and most of us don't take the right kind of magnesium. That's a whole other class. If you're looking for a solid magnesium only supplement, I cannot speak enough on our super magnesium supplement. I actually was using a really good brand I found on Amazon, a very clean brand of magnesium. I was using it until our super magnesium came out, and I was so excited when it did, because I would much rather shop from my own store than have to go to Amazon and find something that we don't have. So I was really glad when it came out. It is one of those things that is on every single loyalty order because I now have other family members in my house taking magnesium. When they tell me they're having trouble in the bathroom, when they tell me they're having trouble sleeping, when they tell me that they're having trouble with anything going on, I'm like, you probably need magnesium. So here you go. I'm still working on getting mineral essence in their bodies. I've pretty much gotten my mother-in-law drinking it, and I've gotten one of my kids that will take it if I don't overdo it. So, which we're going to talk about my mom bomb recipe next. And actually, it's not mom. I totally stole it. It's not mine. I totally stole it from someone else a long time ago. I don't remember who. So whoever it was, I give you full credit. But I've tweaked it over the years. But before I give you that recipe, here's what I want to tell you about mineral essence. Sarah, I can't stand it. It's too strong. It's so hard for me to get down. Number one, you don't have to put it straight back under your tongue. In fact, don't. Some people can. I actually tested my husband one time. I didn't tell him what it was. I'm like, open your mouth. I do it all the time to him. Like, open your mouth and try this. And I squirted a full dropper full in the back of his throat. And he made me so mad because he stood there and he went, cinnamon. And I'm like, what? Because if I try that, and I haven't tried it in a while, but if I tried that the last time I tried, I dry heaved over my sink and thought I was going to vomit. I mean, it was that strong of a reflex for me. So I know I'm just being honest with you guys. I know this can give a strong reflex response because of its flavor when you first try it, if it's not something you're used to. So here's what I did. And this was the suggestion of an amazing Royal Crown Diamond. I was at an event. It wasn't convention, but I was at the Mona Farm at a convent with some other diamonds a couple of years ago. And she's like, oh, here's what you need to do. She said, start low and slow. And we tell this to people all the time when they're first starting out with essential oils, when they're first starting out with anything really, is to go low and slow. So lower doses, go slow. So what I started doing is I started with a drop, not a dropper full, because you can suck it up, and you get like, it's like a half dropper when you do a full suck of this. I'm sure there's a technical term. Y'all want to help me out with that? I don't know what it's called, but when you squeeze it, it will suck up. The full amount is a half a dropper. Okay. So just remember that. And you need 5 of those a day times 2. That's the full dose. I only do times 1. I don't ever do you can, but I feel like I'm okay with just that 5 dropper fulls a day. So anyway, so I started out, she told me to start out with just 1 drop in my water, in a full like 8-ounce glass of water. And she's like, if you can't taste the minerals in that full 8-ounce glass, put another drop in. And keep going until you can taste that hint of minerals and then stop. Take note of how many drops that was and do that for a few days. Or every time you fill your glass of water, put that many drops in. And then, the next day, do an additional drop. And then keep going until you can get to a full half dropper. It probably took me 2 weeks because as soon as I got home, I tried it. I was like, I'm totally doing this. I wanted to love mineral essence, and I was struggling so hard to love it because I could taste it in everything I put it in. Even if I was just doing like 1 half dropper, I couldn't do it. It was hard for me. So I just started going low and slow. And she said, listen, your body has to be taught how to, what to do. So she said, if you layer it on like that with your drops, and your body becomes accustomed to it, your palate becomes accustomed to it. And we tell our little toddlers this, just try 5 bites. That's all you need. And then eventually they start to love that food sometimes. But the more that I did this, that I just kind of built upon it, the less and less I noticed it was in there. You guys, I can now do in a glass that is like a quart-sized jar. I can now do about 7 half dropper fulls. Actually, I could probably do more than that now because my glass, I take that back. My glass is not a quart-sized jar. It's 16 ounces. So think about a water bottle, plastic water bottle. That's how many ounces I'm at right now with my glass that I fill up throughout the day. I can do 5 to 6 is normally what I do, 5 to 6 half dropper fulls of this with my mom bomb. So that's where I've gotten myself up to. So you just got to keep trying, keep coming back. Consistency is key. So here's my recipe, and I'm going to copy this. I'll copy this and paste it into the chat as well. I do 4 to 6 ounces of Ningxia. I don't measure. I just pour. I kind of eyeball it. And when I eyeball it, it's probably closer to 6 ounces. You can do less Ningxia if you want to, but I like to do the full 4 to 6 ounces. And then I do 5 to 6 dropperfuls, or the half dropperfuls of the mineral essence. I do 1 big scoop of the sulfurzyme powder. And then I always grab, my favorite is the Vitality drops, not the little Vitality essential oil bottles, but those are good too. You can put those in there too. Add oils, of course. Add all the oils you want to it. but I do like a nice big squirt of whatever Vitality Drops I have sitting in my kitchen right now. It's the grapefruit bergamot. And then I mix that up, stir it up. And then I do one of three things. I either fill the rest up with water, or I fill the rest up with a zing, or I fill the rest up with sparkling water. Whatever I have right there and have on hand is what I do. And then I drink it, and it's delicious. And my body craves it now. And I was shocked when I started doing all three of these together. I noticed something shift with my sleep. I noticed something shift with my energy. And I noticed something shift just with the everyday, moods and ups and downs and things like that. Yeah. Okay. I was going to say something else, but I'll save that for another time. But the Vitality Drops actually can really help boost that flavor profile if you're struggling, with the flavor. But the sulfurzyme powder is key, because this is really what actually kind of turns off that metallic taste a little bit. It kind of masks it. But then if you need a little bit more boost, those Vitality Drops are great. Yeah. So I'll make sure to get that recipe down in the chat before we're done. The next thing I want to talk about, in addition to the Ningxia, the sulfurzyme, and the mineral essence, we're talking about resetting ourselves before the holidays. This is before the holidays. We'll talk about after too, but before. Let's talk about food for a minute. Because these products work great all by themselves, but we don't want to take clean water and throw it onto a garbage pile, okay? And call that clean, because that doesn't work. What we have to do is we have to clean the garbage dump and we have to give it a place. We have to clean that up, get rid of the garbage, and then we can pour the clean water in and start some scrubbing. That's my metaphor for you. So because these products work even better when we give our bodies the right fuel, I want to talk to you just a little bit about food. You don't need to overhaul your whole life before Thanksgiving. That is not at all what I'm talking about. Just make a few smart swaps to help your body stay balanced. So number one, start your day with protein. Are you guys tired? Are you tired of hearing that? Because every fitness influencer out there says this: start your day with protein, but they're right. You got to start your day with protein. So eggs, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie. Just watch the sugar. Don't add any sugar to it. Okay. Fresh berries, frozen berries are great. I don't count that as sugar content when I'm talking about sugar. I'm talking about added sugar. So I'm not adding, cane sugar to it. I'm not adding any other sweeteners. Protein helps stabilize blood sugar and reduces cravings. So does Ningxia, by the way. So when you're making that smoothie, add some Ningxia to it. Add your sulfurzyme powder to it, and add your mineral essence to it. By the way, this is another really good way to mask the flavor of the mineral essence, is to do it in a smoothie. Get your favorite veggies and fruits and protein powder that you want to throw in there and do it, because it's delicious. Focus on colorful single ingredient foods. So meat, vegetables, fruits, good fats. Focus on those things. Water. Let's talk about that. So drink half your body weight in ounces of water daily. However, and you can add, lemon vitality, or add a splash of Ningxia for flavor, or add some Vitality Drops for flavor if you want. But I hear all the time, drink half your body weight in ounces of water. And I'm going to tell you that is not a blanket statement for everyone, because not everybody's body is that way. Some people find, and this is what I am finding for myself, that they need less water when they're getting an adequate number of electrolytes and minerals during the day. If you find yourself dragging, achy joints, headache, you might need more hydration, but you might need more minerals. So there have been times where I've been known to be like, oh, I've got a little headache. I'll walk straight, and I do this now. I didn't used to do this before. I will now walk straight over to my salt, which is the Redmond's Real Salt, which comes from Salt Lake City, the salt flats in Salt Lake City. It's chock full of minerals. So I walk over there and I grab a pinch of that sea salt and I drop it under my tongue and I hold it there, and then I chase it down with some water. And then I might go grab a shot of Ningxia. I might grab, some more minerals. But that is my focus there, is to get electrolytes in. And our Vitality Drops, by the way, also have trace minerals. So the mineral essence has 60 iconic, is it 70 or 60? Oh, I just forgot how many it is. It's 60, between 60 and 70, 7. Okay, sorry, I had to. It's between 60 and 70 iconic minerals. I can't remember the exact number. Ionic minerals, not iconic, ionic minerals. And our vitality drops have ionic minerals in them, not quite as many, but still a really decent amount in just the vitality drops. So if you're feeling a little sluggish, dehydrated, if you have that headache, go grab those first before you reach for anything else. And of course, grab your oils, your peppermint, and all those things. So anyway, so that's water, that's hydration. Oh, and the other thing too is when you start kind of feeling that sluggishness and those achy joints, again, it was Danette that explained this a long time ago. That's because the blood in your body starts to kind of thicken up and move slower when you're not hydrated well, which makes sense because when we drink water, it's absorbed into the body and it moves through the bloodstream and helps flush things out and pushes things. And we want things moving. So that's, and of course, hydrating well and getting an adequate amount of minerals and electrolytes and things like that also help the synovial fluid. Is that what it is in your joints so that things are moving well? So when you're starting to feel those achiness, that inflammation in your body is telling you something. It's like, hey, I need hydration, I need minerals, I need electrolytes. Avoid seed oils when possible. Swap for olive, avocado, or coconut. I'm sure there's other ones that are great too. Those are just the 3 that kind of came to mind. And also very important is to move every day. Okay, you don't have to join a gym. You don't have to go run a marathon, but you can walk even just 10 minutes after a meal, especially the biggest meal of the day. Just 10 minutes, go for a walk. It really helps with digestion. It helps with blood sugar balance, and it helps with your lymphatic system as well, which helps to flush toxins out. And then I'm just going to add this in here too, because I'm like a squat freak now. I love squats. My family laughs at me because I'm always deep squatting all over the house. I'll be like, hold my hands and let me deep squat. But squats, whether you do deep squats, wall squats, shallow squats, chair squats, however you want to do it, is a really good way to get your lymphatic system pumping and moving, especially after a meal. When you squat, it actually helps push the things that are trying to digest down through your body or down through your intestinal tract. It helps to pump. Squats are also a good way to get your lymphatic system pumping and your digestive system moving after you eat. Yeah, rebounders too. I haven't tried a rebounder yet, but yeah, bathroom counter. Yeah, sometimes I'll grab the corner, like the lip of the counter or the edge of the desk, or we have stairs, so I have the banister. I'll many times we'll just grab that and I'll just sit, I'll squat, and I can almost touch my butt to the floor now. In a deep squat, I have my feet flat. It's, I've had to practice getting there, but I can get there now. And that actually healed my knee pain. Anyway, so remember, this is not about restriction when I'm talking about food. It's about supporting your body so you can enjoy the holidays with energy, with help, happy digestion, with comfort. And then I also just want to encourage you to, in your mind, prepare your mind. Like if you know that you tend to overindulge on this thing, let yourself have that thing and then walk away and go have something else. Have extra Ningxia. Have, give yourself a treat. Let's redefine what a treat is. My son was just saying, I want something sweet. What can I have that's sweet? And I said, well, we have apples. You just had dinner. I'm like, you don't necessarily need, okay, he did have a fudge bar, but they're very low sugar fudge bars and they're delicious, but I digress. But it was him. He was like, oh, there's apples, but it's not red delicious, so I'm not going to eat it. Anyway, so it's not about restriction. It's just about supporting your body now and up until the holidays. Then enjoy that Thanksgiving meal. No guilt. Just enjoy it. Go for a walk when you're done eating. Do some squats with your family. Get them, do a squat contest or something. I don't know. Go outside and throw the football. I always love that about Thanksgiving Day is you go outside and throw the football around. But I don't know. We did that a lot when we were little. Yeah. Yes. To treats. Ditch the cheat days. Say treat days instead. Yep. That's true. You're not cheating. You're not having an affair on your food. That's not what that is about. It is about a treat. I like that better. Okay, so if you're already thinking, well, I'm definitely going to need a reset after the holidays, then I want to talk to you just briefly about the 14-day reset. And again, what we just talked about was not is very similar to the 14-day reset, but I didn't give you like how much ningxia do I drink on this day, this day, and this day, and how much movement do I get, and all those things. The 14-day reset is a little bit more of a structured plan. Actually, it's a lot more of a structured plan, but it's very simple. So it's a guided, simple plan
that helps. Happen a week later.
That helps you gently detox after you have had those indulgences. Okay, and it also helps to support your liver, in addition to your digestion, but also your hormones after the holiday indulgences. It's not a cleanse; it's a reset. It's a way to say, I did this, I enjoyed this. Now I'm going to hit the reset button on my device, my body, and we're going to kind of start over and get some things cleaned out a little bit, so that I'm not sitting on that, Thanksgiving meal or that chocolate cake or whatever it was. So think daily ningxia, and there's a certain amount of ningxia that you drink during the reset for the first few days, and then a certain amount that you drink for the rest of those of that 2-week time period. But you can add in the sulfurzyme powder. You can add in the mineral essence. It's also not a bad idea to look at enzymes, if you need help breaking your food down. But the basics of the 14-day reset is just drinking your ningxia, drinking your water, eating a meal plan that is going to help you. So whatever that's going to look like. Some people do just whole food only. Some people will do carnivore. Some people will do Whole30. Some will do keto. Some people will just eat well. And whatever that is for you, maybe that means you say no to this for a while, for those 2 weeks, because that's your thing that you love to indulge in. And you're just going to say no and delay for those 2 weeks and let your body have a flush. So you just have to make that decision. But real food, hydration, and then community support. So let me go ahead and first of all, I'm going to grab the Mom Bomb recipe before I forget and put this in the chat. And then I'm going to grab that reset link for you. Okay, there's the Mom Bomb. Oh, there we go. There's the Mom Bomb recipe. And then here is the reset link for you. This is the website. For those of you that have been around a while, you probably have heard about the Facebook group. There is a Facebook community, but there's also a website where you can go create a free account. They also have an app that's free. And it is just a way for you to have that community. And if you want the live, like everyday challenge community, it's live in the app, but there's also the Facebook group, the 14-day reset Facebook group that should be linked on that website as well. All right, so guys, your body was designed for balance. You just have to give it the right support. It wants to be healthy. Your body wants to feel good. Your body wants to function well. And when we just make these small little changes and we stay consistent with those small little changes, it can make a really big impact. A little preparation before the feast will go a long way toward feeling your best through the holidays and beyond. Thanksgiving is one day. Just going to remind you guys, Christmas is a season, but Thanksgiving is one day. Enjoy that meal and then get right back to your goals. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the recording off. Thanks to those that are watching the replay.